Yes, welcome to Inside the 10, another episode today. My guest is Khalid Kareem, defensive end for the Indianapolis Colts. Khalid, thanks for joining us. How's your week going?
Been solid. Appreciate you having me.
Your last game of the season is this weekend against the Texans. How's preparation been going?
It's been going pretty well. Just staying on top of the details. Just trying to do our job. Just doing our 1-11 to get the dub.
You're year 3 in the NFL now. How have you been growing and developing as a professional player?
I would say how I've been growing is more so the mental aspect, from the highs and lows, just learning how to stay even keeled throughout it all. I mean, I've been at the bottom where we went 4-11 my first year, 4-12, and then went to the Super Bowl last year, and so now just staying consistent is probably the biggest thing for me.
What was it like being part of that Super Bowl team with the Bengals?
It was an amazing run. I mean, being able to just win with some of my best friends, that was huge. I mean, it's an experience I'll never forget because, some players, they may never even get to the Super Bowl. They can be in the league 11, 12 years and, never get there. So for me to get there in my second year, that's truly a blessing, something I'll never forget.
It's definitely, like you say, it's a massive accomplishment as a second-year player, certainly. And is that for you as a professional player, is that the ultimate goal? Like, is it Super Bowl, or, do you have your own goals that you're constantly working on as a player?
I mean, I always have my own personal goals, but, I mean, if you're not in the game to win, then what are you doing? I mean, as a kid, since I was 6 years old, my dream was to always win a Super Bowl. So to be that close so early in my career, like I said before, that was truly a blessing. I mean, I still try to, hit my goals throughout the way, but as long as you're winning, we're good.
Yeah. So, it's definitely something you want to always be aiming towards, I guess, as an NFL player. It's always that be at the highest level possible, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So, as a player, do you have your own kind of football philosophy? What drives you as an NFL player day to day, year in, year out?
It's that inner child in me. It's that 6-year-old, well, probably not even 6, the 3-year-olds who fall in with the game. From going to my sister's cheerleading practices and seeing the other football players play, and always just wanted to be out there. I feel like that inner kid, and the people that poured into my life, my dad, my mom, people just taking me to practice, being supportive of me throughout my journey. I feel like those are the things that truly fuels me to keep going every day.
So for you, it's about representing your family and making your family proud on a daily basis, and just being the best version of you, I guess.
For sure, and definitely showing up for my brothers to the left and the right of me. I know everyone out there is counting on me to do my 1-11, and if I take care of my part, I know my guys to the left and right of me are going to do theirs. We're going to be successful. So I feel like that's probably the main thing as well, just doing it for my teammates.
Okay, yeah, no, I get that. So, kind of shifting gears here a little bit. Obviously, you play for Notre Dame in college. How are you kind of feeling about the first year under Marcus Freeman and how he's done there?
I'm happy with the results. Early on it was a little shaky. I had my concerns. I think same with a lot of people, but it's football. It's a very long game. It's a long season, so you're gonna have your ups and downs, and they never wavered. Like, it's a great coaching staff. It's a lot of great guys over there who I know love each other and will do anything for each other. I think that's probably the key thing when you're struggling, having that love for one another. That's what truly gets you over that hump.
You talk about that love between the teammates and the bond there. Is that for you the most important thing about college football? Ultimately, is that brotherhood?
I think that's football across the board. That your teammates is truly who gets you through some of your darkest days. When you're losing, when it's cold outside, bad weather, you're injured, you fall back on your teammates that truly help you get through those tough times. And during my time at Notre Dame, those are truly some of the people who helped me out the most. Because you're going through
absolutely
workouts, spring workouts, camp, practice. You're blood, sweat, legit tears. So truly that struggle together is what creates that tremendous bond.
Speaking of, you mentioned cold weather there. Did you watch the Boston College game and the so-called snow game where it went from nice to a blizzard in the space of 2 minutes? It was crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I can't say that I've played in a game like that, but I think that's the edge of going Notre Dame. We're used to playing some pretty crappy weather, and so when teams come up there, I mean Boston, they experience the same thing. But when we played Florida State my junior year, 2018. I think it was, slight drizzles of snow before the game, and, those guys were cold, and so we were like, oh, we already got them beat. That's the mental edge right there.
Yeah. It is kind of year one for Marcus Freeman, and he has a lot of football left, but do you think that next year has to be the year where they go for a national championship? It's national championship or bust next year.
I don't think it's necessarily national championship or bust. I think national championship is always the goal, but, I mean, as long as we're winning, as long as those guys are doing their thing, I think we're going to have a good year. I mean, I feel like with college football, you kind of have to make sure you have to kind of get through that wave of having your class of kids that actually come through the kids that you recruited, because it may be a different system. Like, some players may not be able to fit the current scheme, so it may be a little bit of a struggle until you truly get those guys who can fit into the defense, to the offense, to really, see tremendous strides there.
You're not that far removed from college football yourself. You're only you're still not a rookie, but you're in your third year. How did you find the transition from college football to the NFL?
I found it pretty easy. Going to Notre Dame, you play against some of the best people in the country, and even in practice, I mean, I played against first rounders every day, and so stepping on the field of the NFL, I'm like, hey, I've been here before. But I feel like the biggest jump is the mental piece. How fast can you process information and react to it? That's probably the biggest thing.
So it's been a tough year for the Colts, with the record and the way the season's gone. How do you get better next year as a team?
You take it day by day. I mean, our goal right now is to win this game this upcoming Sunday. If we win this one, we carry that into the off season. Let whatever happened this season fuel us until spring workouts, camp, and then we know the pain of not getting to where we want to be. So let's use that as fuel to get us to truly where we want to be.
I'll give you an easy question next. I know I've been kind of hard on you with these questions, but we'll finish with a fun one. Who do you see lifting the Lombardi come February? Who's your money on?
Who's my money on?
Maybe not an easy question.
Nah, I got the Bengals winning it. The Bengals got it. They're going to take care of business.
AFC this year, you think?
I think so. I think, second time's the charm.
Joe Cool can do it.
He got it. Those guys, it's a great organization over there, a great locker room who loves each other, so those guys will get it done. And
last question for you. I'm very conscious of the time here, and then I'll get in trouble with Hayden if I keep you too long. Who's your favorite player in the NFL, past or present? Like, who to you represents the NFL in its purest form, or professional football in its purest form, or your all-time favorite NFL great?
I have three all-time greats.
Okay.
I loved watching Michael Strahan, Julius Peppers, and Justin Tuck. Those are like my all-time favorites to watch.
And of course, they all played on the same side of the ball that you did.
Exactly, and then Justin Tuck also went to Notre Dame, so there's a plus there.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Well, look, Khalid, thanks so much for your time today. I appreciate it, and best of luck with the last game, and in your future endeavors. And I'm sure we'll speak again at some stage.
Yes, sir, definitely. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thanks very much. All the best.
Yes, sir.